Today I'm going to show you how to create a new MarkXML record in Oxygen XML Editor. So once you get Oxygen installed and running, all you do is go to File and click New, it's the first option, and then select XML Document. And then a new XML document is created. It even includes the XML declaration, so you don't have to type that yourself. But what you do need to do next is include your schema information. I'm going to copy this from another record. You're welcome to do the same. Remember, you have a sample record in Module 2. No one really ever types all this out because just look at it. It's a lot. Just copy it. It's already there. Use it. So in MarkXML, remember that we start with the root element, which is always Mark collection. Following that, we have the XML or MarkXML namespace, followed by the schema instance, followed by the schema location. We're going to copy that, and then we're going to paste it over here. The next thing I like to do is close the Mark collection tag. You don't want to forget to do this. You want to have a proper container for your records, so let's just get that out of the way now, especially since we have this red box over here telling us that our XML document must start and end with the same entity. Right now it's not ending at all. There's no closing tag at all, so we're going to do that right now. If you start to create a new element with your angle brackets in Oxygen, it gives you some suggestions. So, and these are associated with the schema, such as namespace prefix or the record and so on, but we want to close the collection right now. So we're going to do that. It also lines it up all nice and neat for you. So we're going to go back up here and start our first record within the collection. So we want the Mark record element. And then I'm going to hit enter again and make a space so we can make our leader. Now, these are a little difficult to manually configure yourself, so I'm going to copy one from the other record and paste it here. You are going to do the same thing for your assignment. In the directions, I have an example of a leader you can copy and paste. You need to have the leader for the record to be valid, but I'm not going to make you calculate these on your own. These are based on character counts and the dates something was created, and there's a lot of specific stuff that goes into this. No one calculates this on their own. This is something that's done automatically in cataloging software through the use of macros that are already set up. So catalogers don't actually manually do this, so you don't need to do this either. This isn't even a cataloging class. But I just want to explain why you need to have that there and where you can find it when you create your own records. So after that, we can get into our metadata. I'm going to skip over the control fields, though they do show up. I'm not making you do any of those for the assignment because, just like with the leader, they're a little more difficult to come up with yourself. Have to get the character count and spacing right. And since software does that for you, we're just going to skip over that and jump right to data fields. You'll notice that unlike when we entered our Mark record element, we have a lot more text here, kind of like a template, when we select a data field element. It also includes a template for your attribute information. So we're going to enter that here. Let's say we want to make a 245 field. So we do 245. Remember, you need 3 characters, even if it was field 001. And then we're going to move over to our indicators. Let's do 1 for the first one. That would normally mean that we have a 100 field above this. In your assignment, I have included the proper indicators to use, so you don't need to worry about little cataloging rules like that. Remember, the assignment is about properly encoding the metadata. You don't need to know all the little cataloging details. And let's just use a space for the second indicator. Let's just pretend there isn't one, which is very common. Remember, you can have a space. Just don't leave it blank, as in no space at all. You want the space. Next, we have the subfield. So we're going to do A for the title, And now that we have all of our attributes filled in, we get our nice little green box. So let's come up with a title. The Scarlet Letter. And then we want another subfield. So we start our element, angle bracket, and then we select subfield. Just using our arrow keys and then hitting enter for that. And then we want to do, let's jump down to subfield C, which is the author. So we will do by Hawthorne. And then you can keep doing that, as many subfields as you need, or add as many new data fields as you need. But for the purpose of time and instruction, we'll just say this record is finished. It doesn't include all the information that a catalog record needs to have, but it does follow the schema, so it is well formed and valid. And we know from our green box that that is in fact true. But since we have a marked collection, let's say we want a new record. So all you would do is, after your closing tag for the first record, just hit enter and start your new element and make a new record. And let's just say we're going to copy all of this. I'm going to copy the leader and the data field we did earlier, just so I can show you what two records will look like. So just pretend this says something different, but you can see that there are two records in here. Here's the first, here's the second. They both have ending tags, and they're both nested within the marked collection that is properly nested. You'll notice when I create new fields that the indentation takes care of itself. Oxygen XML editor will properly align these. In XML, unlike actual languages like Python, you do not need to have proper indentation. I've mentioned indentation a lot. That is just to help you see where things line up. Remember, if something is incorrect within the schema, such as me taking this out, you'll get that red squiggly line, the error message in the red boxes. But if I do something like changing the indentation, which looks like it's changing where this element is nested, we do not get a red light because this actually isn't a problem. This is still encoded as a subfield, so as long as it is within the data field and not some strange place like outside of the collection, then it doesn't matter. So if you, for some reason, want something nested in more, feel free to do that. Hit tab or space a few times. But I like to keep mine nested, especially since Oxygen does it for you. So to save your record, all you do is go to File, and you click Save As. Now I'm recording this in a smaller video, so this is probably going to take us out of the view you currently see, but you can see part of it. So I'm going to save this as test2.xml. Make sure you put on that XML extension. And then you can hit enter or click save. I'm just going to hit enter. And now you can see your document is saved and named test2 or whatever you want to name it. And that is how you create a marked XML document within Oxygen.